Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Please pray for our pastor. He's going through therapy today, so please do remember him. Today's devotional is called How Can You Be Happy and Sad at the Same Time? And the verse that we're looking at today is Matthew 5, verse 4. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. And as I asked yesterday, please get you a pencil and piece of paper, and you can fill these out for yourself as well as I do. So we'll go on into it. Remember, the Beatitudes are a series of 7 connected steps, one leading to the other. Once you are overwhelmed with your spiritual poverty and understand the gravity of your own depravity, you will mourn. You will weep over your sin. When godly sorrow grips a heart, tears often flow. Write out 2 Corinthians 7, verse 10. Can you remember the moment you realized you were a sinner in need of forgiveness? Do you remember how that sense of guilt broke your heart, knowing that you had sinned against a loving God? Try to describe that time in your life. Blessed are they that mourn. Read Matthew 5, verses 1 through 12 again, and then slowly recite verse 4 5 times. Happy are they that are sad. This statement doesn't make much sense unless you see the cause for such sadness and the comfort that God promises. What starts your tears to flow? Is it grief, loneliness, love, discontent, sinfulness? Just as little kids have a mad cry and a hurt cry, we can have both genuine tears motivated by life's joys and struggles, and selfish tears motivated by unrealized expectations, outbursts of anger, and selfish disappointment. Some mourn with a worldly sorrow because of the consequences of their sin, but not because of their sin. Describe the last time you were overwhelmed with sadness and wept. Jesus wept, not just because of his own sin, but because of the sins of those he loved. He rejected him. But yet, let me read that again. Jesus wept, not because of his own sin, but because of the sin of those he loved yet rejected him. He, Jesus, beheld the city and wept over it. Luke 19, verse 41. Peter wept bitterly, moved by sorrow over his sin. Luke 22, verse 62. David wept until he could weep no more because of his unconfessed sin and broken relationship with God. Psalms 32, verse 4. Luke 18, verses 10 through 14 describes 2 men. Read that passage and explain which man you were most like when you were confronted with the gospel. Explain how these passages would break our hearts even to tears. Romans 3, verses 10 through 12. They want you to write these. So Romans 3, 10 through 12. Then Isaiah 53, verse 6. Then the last one is 1 Peter 3:18. They shall be comforted. Now here is a promise that can replace our tears with a smile. I grieve that my own sin sent my Lord to the cross. The guilt and the disappointment over my own selfishness is overwhelming. Now our Lord reminds us that for those who mourn over their sinfulness, forgiveness is not only available, but offered freely by the very one we sinned against. This is comforting. Write out 1 John chapter 1, verse 9, and then slowly pray it back to God, thanking Him for such forgiveness. Read the list of comforting verses below and take a few minutes to meditate and comment on each one. Never ever forget the comfort God gives as He forgives us of our sin and accepts us into His family. Okay, so there is 4 of these, and they ask you to write them out. Psalms 32, verses 1 through 5, Romans 8, verse 1, Romans 10, verse 13, and then Proverbs 28, verse 13. If a friend asks you to describe to him the feeling of comfort in your heart as a result of having your sin forgiven at salvation, what would you say? So that's a good question. So they left you room to answer that one. Now at the bottom of the page it says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits, who forgiveth all thine sins, iniquities." Psalms 103, verses 2 and 3. I hope that devotional helped you out so much today, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and may God bless.